The way that our space looks represents us and projects an image of our company.
Everybody stops and looks. We still stop and look.
We knew that in this space, what they built would last.
The industry is very much moved towards do it quick, do it fast, do it cheap, and in doing that you lose the quality, you lose the detail, and you lose the service.
In the construction business today, it sometimes seems like people have lost touch with the basics, as though the good things that built the industry are just relics of another era. But at Greiner Construction, these values aren't old-fashioned or outdated. They are alive and well, and they're the reason we're in business.
We are a full-service general contractor specializing in interior improvements and expansions. We build the interior office space for financial institutions, medical clinics, and law firms.
You can ask any staff person here who Greiner is, and they would be able to say, well, they're the people that did this work here, and that they've done an excellent job.
I really think we've grown to where we are because we have really kept sight of our focus, which is service and quality.
We have a very high level of craftsmanship, I think. We don't slam it in and caulk it. We scribe it 2 or 3 times, make it fit so that it looks like the countertop grew out of the wall.
This was a very sophisticated client, so he knew what good craftsmanship is all about. We emphasized that to Greiner, that on this job that was going to be a hot button issue.
The Greiner way really is do it right the first time, provide the best quality and service that you can.
Treat people the way I would want to be treated. If this was my office, if this was my money that was being spent.
They might fix a wall, they might do whatever it is I ask them to do around here, but what they truly deliver is client service. I don't view them as construction guys, they're just part of our team. It's the same people that show up, so I know their names, I know what kind of service I'm going to get. It's just fun to work with them.
Not every project is a high-end law firm. It's not all about wood paneling and high-end finishes, but there still needs to be a level of quality, a level of details, and that's what our customers are paying us for.
It takes a real sense of teamwork that you just don't find in a lot of other construction companies. Everybody contributes to the success of a project. The architect, the building manager, the tenant. It also goes to subcontractors and actually the carpenters and the laborers in the field. In building out a space of nearly 100,000 square feet, there's a lot of teamwork that's required. There was a very solid relationship between the representatives of the architect, between Greiner and the people here at Ryder Bennett.
The architect and Greiner and I work very closely together. The 3 of us all have the same vision.
The main thing that makes a difference between contractors and in which Greiner shines is their communication skills. They just really know how to communicate. If we don't communicate with people, we're going to run into trouble. But
I can call any one of the members of the team and the rest of the team is informed. It's truly seamless.
We are constantly accepting challenges and improving our delivery of projects and raising the bar on what we do, improving every day. One of the issues we were facing when we had 100 days to build out 100,000 square feet was a timing issue.
They gutted 4 floors of this building down to bare walls and restructured it to this design.
One of the features that we wanted was a wood wall that covered 4 stories. There wasn't any pushback either from the architect who wanted it or from Greiner saying, you know, look, we can't do that for you, Ryder Bennett. That's a mistake. Why don't you scale that project back? And Greiner had a can-do attitude.
We usually look for a contractor that will work with us so that we can set expectations from the beginning as far as budget and schedule. And obviously if the contractor can stick to those expectations, then we're not stuck with the responsibility of having to break it to the client later on that they're not going to be able to meet either the budget or the schedule.
This branch had several things come up. We had a short time to open. Things were constantly changing.
Greiner takes it one step further. They put together a nice phasing plan that would kind of walk us through construction. Friday at 5 o'clock they started taking out the teller line, and they had pulled the old teller line out, put in the new teller line, and it was done and open for business at 8 o'clock on Monday morning.
They were able to alert us to a couple of things that didn't seem quite right. Because they did that, we were able to make some decisions that saved us in the end.
We were kind of stumbling over the teller line ceiling. We were looking for a new product that would backlight and give a glow over the teller area, and they suggested a product they'd used at another project called New Mat. Greiner Construction brought huge added value to the project. The end result is great.
It really is the partnership that it needs to be.
The proof for us is interviewing our clients, talking to them, sitting down with them. Every one of them is going to tell you we do a great job. We get asked back over and over again. Most of our business is repeat business.
Since we'd had an opportunity to work with them on 4 prior projects, we knew what they did, they'd stand behind.
It's been a partnership from the day one, and it continues to be simply because they take as much pride in the space as we do.
Greiner has been around for about 20 years, and I think in the construction industry, that does speak to their integrity.
We received a letter 1 year after we moved in and asking about the space, what we thought about the space, can we fine tune, what can we fix, and that just struck me as impressive follow-up that I've not seen with many, if any, vendors with whom we've worked.
They serve our needs immediately and foremost. They come in with solutions to problems I truly didn't know I had. I have great trust in their work, and I can't imagine using anyone else.
As a business owner, can you afford not to have a first-class image in your office environment that projects who you are and what your company is? Can you afford not to have your project finished on time? Can you afford not to have somebody on board that understands cost and process? We understand how to remodel office space or banking environments. We have got that down to a science.